Hi guys and welcome back to another video. Now today I'm going to be bringing you a season 6 episode 24 of City signings. If you do go on to enjoy today's video, please make sure to drop a like on there for me. If you could try and hit 70 likes on today's video, that'd be massively appreciated. Subscribe if you are new as well. We are now on the road to 7,000 subscribers, so please make sure you are subscribed if you haven't already with that post notification bell on. It's free to do so and it does massively help out. Get your thoughts on this signing as well down in the comment section down below. What are your thoughts on Bradford City signing Adam Clayton on a free transfer from Doncaster Rovers? He's mutually consented to terminate his contract with the South Yorkshire outfit and he joins Bradford City on a deal until the end of the season. Finally, we have got a midfielder in. Is this the right type of midfielder that we needed, though, to maybe partner with Richie Smallwood? He's obviously 34 now. Quite an old signing, this one, obviously on a free transfer as well. You know, Matt Hughes said, I think it was last week, that we're pretty close to capacity on our transfer budget, so obviously no transfer fee involved, and I can't imagine it'll be on the highest of wages. Only on a deal until the end of the season, so it's pretty risk-free. Unlike Matt Derbyshire, who's 36, I want to say, he's got an 18-month deal as well, so with this one, it's kind of just like a bit of a stopgap filler position until the end of the season, in my opinion. But make sure you drop a like on today's video, subscribe if you are new as well, and let's get into it. So Bradford City tweeted at 12 PM today saying, breaking news, we are delighted to announce the permanent signing of experienced midfielder Adam Clayton on a free transfer from Doncaster Rovers. The article does then read, City capture Clayton. Bradford City AFC is delighted to announce the permanent signing of experienced midfielder Adam Clayton on a free transfer from Doncaster Rovers. The Rovers captain arrives at the University of Bradford Stadium on a short-term deal until the end of the 2022/23 season. A product of Manchester City's academy, Clayton began his professional career under Mark Hughes with the Citizens in 2008 before spending 2 seasons in the Sky Bet Championship with Leeds United. Another 2 campaigns in the second tier with Huddersfield Town followed before he went on to make close to 250 appearances for Middlesbrough, including 34 during their 16/17 Premier League campaign. He said, I am delighted to be here. Hopefully I can put in some good performances and help us get promoted. That is something that I actually noticed a difference between a lot of players have been saying and what Daryl Costaleo was saying. Now I don't just want to pick him out specifically, but the thing that you have sometimes with loan players is when they're not here for next season. I guess technically you could say this one's like a loan signing with him only being here until the end of the season initially. When it's someone like a loan signing, I've seen, I think it was Darren McAntony said it before, the Peterborough United chairman in the past, where it's like, if you need to run the extra 5% to make the ball, when you're not going to be there next season, your mindset is a little bit different, where it's like, well, it doesn't really matter all too much about the team, it's more about your personal development. Whereas a permanent transfer, like I said, I know it's only until the end of the season, but he'll be looking to get a longer term contract with the club. That is when maybe you commit yourself a bit more. Moving back on then into what Clayton said, Bradford City speaks for itself. It is the biggest club in the division. That's probably a little bit of a dig there at Doncaster Rovers. The gaffer and Glyn are the people who got the ball rolling on my professional career, so I'm looking forward to working with them. I'm a player who will give everything to try and get the best out of others. I try to be a voice and a leader in the dressing room and enjoy winning more than anything. That is something that we have lacked, I would say, so far this season. Not really too many leaders in that team, to be honest with you. I think Harry Lewis has started to develop into a leader a little bit more. Richie Smallwood, Alex Gilead, and then I'd probably also say maybe Oliver and Andy Cook. Apart from that, not really too many leaders in there. Obviously, Jamie Walker being out injured for the majority of the season as well. So something like a leader is something that we have been missing. That's why Matt Derbyshire has been brought in. It's probably why Adam Clayton has also been brought in as well. I've played at Valley Parade already this season, where the atmosphere and attendance makes it feel like a Premier League game. So I'm looking forward to being there as a home player now and want to try and make an impact to get us up into League One and beyond. Hughes said, we are delighted to be bringing Adam to the club as our January window continues. He's a vastly experienced player who has operated at all professional levels of the English footballing pyramid, making close to 500 career appearances. On the field, he's a fiercely determined midfield player and a leader who will add a lot to our dressing room. Having worked with him at Manchester City at the beginning of his career, myself and Glyn are looking forward to having him here with us at Bradford City, and I'm sure you will all join us in wishing him a warm welcome to our club. Clayton's signing is subject to the relevant EFL and FA clearances. No mention of any squad number. I'm going to presume he's going to be available for Saturday as well. When I have my match preview coming out later today, you'll have to wait and see if he makes my match day squad and all that sort of stuff, because I don't think we've not really seen many players who have signed and then come straight in, apart from maybe Daryl Costaleo. I know Thierry Nevers was on the bench. He's come off for a couple of minutes here and there, but apart from Daryl Costaleo, I don't think any of our January transfer signings have signed and then started the following match. Obviously, Doncaster Rovers also tweeted at 12 PM today saying, we've agreed to allow Bradford City to take over the contract of midfielder Adam Clayton with immediate effect. We thank Adam for his service during his time at the club and wishing both him and his family all the very, very best for the future. Now, before we get into the opinions and thoughts of Doncaster Doncaster Rovers fans on Adam Clayton. I'm sure there's certainly some mixed ones in there, or if they're not mixed, there's certainly quite a lot of negative ones. I do just want to quickly read Doncaster's article. So it reads, Adam Clayton departs. Doncaster Rovers have agreed to allow Bradford City to take over the contract of midfielder Adam Clayton with immediate effect. Clayton has found opportunities for regular football limited in recent weeks. Obviously, they started out the season with Gary McSheffrey as their manager. He eventually got the sack. I think it's Danny Schofield, the former Huddersfield manager, has come in since then as well. Maybe he wants to go down a different route, maybe with some younger players, but he would have continued to struggle for regular football minutes, according to the article, for the remainder of the season. The decision was therefore taken to allow the 34-year-old to explore other options, and we are pleased to confirm he's reached an agreement to join fellow Sky Bet League 2 side Bradford. That's kind of a bit of a harsh thing to say. We are pleased to confirm that he's going to be out the door. That's very harsh in my opinion. Clayton made 35 appearances for Rovers after arriving at the Eco Power Stadium last January. We thank Adam for his service during his time at the club and wish both him and his family all the very best in the future. Now, before we get into his career and his in-depth stats from this season, let's have a quick read at what some of the Doncaster Rovers fans have to say about Adam Clayton. That's what I call a proper business. That's certainly not a good start when the most liked comment there is them saying that they're happy that he's gone out of the door. Someone here says, decent on the ball for this level, but far too slow for our system, and Probs, to be honest, slows down the game proper. No legs, his energy certainly isn't there. Honestly, he's a good player, but he's too slow for how we play. He'll ping a pass and work the ball well, but don't expect him to do excessive amounts of running. I wish him the best of luck. He's a decent lad off the pitch. He tries, but he's very slow. Good for the dressing room, plenty of know-how, just too slow for this level. He's too slow. You've got a player on the decline whose legs have gone and loses the ball. He'll surely be there for a potential coach/leadership. So quite a lot of Doncaster fans saying the same thing really, that he's a good passer of the ball, but he's very, very slow. Maybe like a Sergio Busquets type of player, but obviously it's League 2, so he's nowhere near the quality of Sergio Busquets. But I think he's going to come in and probably play in a midfield three. If he does play, it'll probably be Smallwood, Clayton, and then maybe either you go Chapman or potentially Gilead or maybe even Levi Sutton, depending on what type of team that you're playing. If you want to go a little bit more offensive and go with someone like a Harry Chapman or a Jamie Walker, or maybe go a little bit more defensive and go with a Gilead or a Levi Sutton. Now, the problem for me is we needed a central midfielder that was kind of the opposite to what Adam Clayton is. We needed someone with a bit of energy, like an Osadibe, because we don't really have another Osadibe type central midfielder. As good as Ryan East is, he's found himself limited with footballing opportunities so far this season. Gilead and Sutton, not the greatest on the ball, and obviously you got Smallwood and Songo, who are more ball-winning midfielders. What does this now mean for Jan Songo? Because obviously he's going to find himself now as third choice defensive midfielder, potentially could even find himself as fifth choice centre-half, depending on what happens with Kieran Kelly and Timmy Odesina. So potentially it might unfortunately see the departure of Jan Songo. He's not the tallest, is Adam Clayton, only 5'9". If we have a look then at his career so far, he started out his youth career in 1996, 8 years before I was born with Manchester City, before going into their first team in 2008. He was there for 2 years, but in 2009 to 2010, he went out on loan to Carlisle United, where he scored 1 goal in 28 appearances. He then went out on loan to Leeds United in 2010, where he scored 0 goals in 2 appearances before making that a permanent move in 2010 until 2012. He scored 6 goals in 45 appearances for Leeds United, but in the second half of the 2010/11 season, he went out on loan to Peterborough United, where he scored 0 goals in 7 appearances. Then in 2011, he went out on loan to MK Dons, where he scored 1 goal in 6 appearances, before joining Huddersfield Town in 2012 for 2 years, where he scored 11 goals in 85 appearances. He then joined Middlesbrough on a permanent basis for 6 years between 2014 and 2020, where he scored 1 goal in 213 league appearances. Then he joined Birmingham on a 1-year deal, where he scored 0 goals in 14 appearances before obviously most recently joining Doncaster Rovers last January in 2022, where he scored 0 goals in 33 appearances, and now he's obviously with Bradford City. If you have a look then at his statistics from this season so far in Sky Bet League 2 for Doncaster Rovers, he played 21 matches, starting 18, averaging 78 minutes per game, featuring in the team of the week on 2 occasions. He averaged 0.6 shots per game, but failed to register a shot on target so far this season. He got 1 assist, averaging 68.8 touches per 90, created 2 big chances, averages 1.6 key passes per game, which I think is very, very good for a central midfielder. He has a 76% passing accuracy as well, 88% in his own half, which I think is very good. 64% as well in the opposition half. I still think that's very good for a midfielder, to be honest with you. 40% of his long balls are accurate, 43% of his chip passes are accurate, and 31% of his crosses are accurate as well. His defensive stats as well are fairly decent. 1.4 interceptions per game, 2.1 tackles per game, 0.2 possession wins per game, 0.8 clearances per game, but he was also dribble passed on 1.5 occasions occasions per game as well. So all very good until you get to that dribble pass part where it looks like a lot of the Doncaster fans, what they were saying about him being very slow. Clearly that is proved in there. In terms of his dribbling stats, he averages 0.4 dribbles per 90, 57% of them at being successful, averaging 4.1 total duels per 90, 50% of them at being successful, 3.7 ground duels, winning 51% of them, and then 0.4 aerial duels, winning 41% of them. I don't know how the average of 41% and 51% equates to 50%. I'm not really too sure. He also received 6 yellow cards for Doncaster Rovers so far this season. So I think personally this is the wrong type of midfielder that we needed. I don't think we needed another holding midfielder unless maybe something's happened to Smallwood off the pitch that we don't really know. Maybe he's picked up a long-term injury. I'm not really too sure, but I feel like this isn't the type of central midfielder that we needed. We need someone like an Emmanuel Osadibe, because what are we going to do when Osadibe is back fit? How are you going to fit all these midfielders in? Does it maybe mean that someone is going to go out on loan? Potentially Ryan Leese, potentially Levi Sutton might move on a permanent basis as well. We've got a very, very big squad at this moment in time. I do expect some more departures and all that sort of stuff. I think yesterday was the first time in ages that I've not had to upload a video because of all the transfer news that has been going on. Lots of players coming in though, lots of players going out the door. Certainly quite a lot for Mike Hughes to think about. You know, considering we're 5th in the table, there has been a hell of a lot of transfer business and there's still well over 10 days left in the transfer window. So from that point of view, it's certainly an interesting one. But anyway, that is where I'm going to leave it for today's video. If you have enjoyed, please make sure to drop a like on there for me. If you could try and hit 70 likes, as I said at the start of today's video, that'd be absolutely class. Subscribe if you are new as well. We are now on the road to 7,000 subscribers, so please make sure you are subscribed if you haven't already with that post notification bell on. It's free to do so and it does massively help out. Get your thoughts on this signing as well down in the comment section down below. What are your thoughts on Bradford City signing Adam Clayton on a free transfer from Doncaster Rovers on a deal until the end of the season? Thank you very much for watching today's video. Have a great rest of your day and I shall see you all later on tonight for my Carlisle at home match preview. Peace.